Many left-leaning reporters as members and other folks. It operates in absolute secrecy. It's where journalists who should be competing with one another instead are apparently sharing story ideas and information. Michael Calderone, the media reporter for Politico, joining us tonight. Michael, good to have you with us.
Great to be here.
First of all, you're the first person to write about this group of characters who I think most folks, even in the blogosphere, but certainly most who are used to traditional media, would expect that some of the best-known journalists in the country, along with other politicos, if I may, would be working independently and certainly not working together, but rather as competitors.
Sure. Well, what most of the members on the list that I've spoken to say is that they're not crafting, ideas or following any sort of talking points, but more so, putting out ideas, whether, I'm writing a piece on healthcare or I'm looking into the Israeli-Palestinian situation. And by doing that, then they're getting a lot of input from other people on this list. What some other folks, see is, maybe there's something to this because it's all kept private. It's completely off the record. And so the outsiders, they think that there could be something sinister going on.
Yeah, it does, particularly, in this day and age where there's so much, campaign-like activities going on in this administration right now, and concerted efforts to attack certain public figures, whether in the media or otherwise. We haven't seen a lot of that before. We're seeing it certainly now. There are also reporters from Politico on the list, including Mike Allen, Ben Smith. You've also got folks I should mention like Jeffrey Toobin, Paul Krugman for the New York Times, Jeffrey Toobin, of course, from CNN, and Joe Klein from Time Magazine. I love the way you close the piece with Joe Klein talking about how he thinks he said all he should say at this point. That had a nice ominous ring to it.
Well, Joe Klein, like a lot of other people, say that, these types of lists, and he acknowledged that he's on other listservs, are helpful for him in his work. And I should say, there are these lists on the right, there's lists on the left, lists for specific areas that people are interested in, whether national security or healthcare. Why we profiled this particular one is it seemed to be much more comprehensive. There's several hundred members, kind of swept across a lot of left-of-center magazines, straight mainstream reporters, as well as academics, policy people. So it seemed to cover a broad swath, especially in the Washington, D.C. circle, D.C. and New York circles.
Yeah, Michael Calderone, by the way, is he's reporting on the facts here. I don't mean the inference, or what I guess I'm saying is my inference, that there's some kind of unusual cooperative activity amongst journalists. That's my conclusion. It isn't certainly his assertion. That's fair to say, is it not, Michael?
That is very fair, and a lot of people share your position, but, I'm just putting it out there, and people can decide whether they think this is a skull and bones type thing or whether this is just journalists helping each other out in a private setting.
Yeah, I think it's a bunch of left-wing commie-simp liberals getting together. No, I'm not sure what it is, but it is unusual in that, I would expect competition amongst this group rather than cooperation, because it gives it, if you will, a certain ideological cast. Michael Calderone, is always great reporting. Great to have you with us.
It's great to be here. I appreciate it.